In the heart of a small African village, there lived a young girl named Ireoluwa. She is only 18, and her grandmother calls her by her full name Ojimiri, Ireoluwa, meaning, "My eyes, see the goodness of God." She was known for her boundless curiosity and infectious laughter that echoed through the village streets. With her eyes reflecting the vibrant world around her. But fate had a different plan for Ireoluwa. One that would test her strength and resilience in ways she never imagined. Ireoluwa was born into a loving family. Her parents, Adiola and Bobitondi, doted on her and showered her affectionately. She grew up with dreams as big as the African sky, aspiring to be a teacher and help educate the children in her village. Her days were filled with laughter, storytelling, and the warmth of her community. However, something is amiss in her family, which will one day affect her. The past 6 generations have suffered from this calamity, which has befallen their fathers. But with Ireoluwa being a lovable lady, her parents couldn't just bring it to her notice that at some point in her life, she could go blind. That she would exchange what seems to be the best gift ever for every woman, with her sight. The history of Ireoluwa's family is shocking, and not what anyone would want to experience. To understand Ireoluwa's dilemma, you should know where it all started. Ireoluwa's 5th great-grandfather, Ejide, was the village rainmaker, and the wife Itundi, the woman's lead singer, and her sonorous voice was the best in the whole village. But one day, something tragic happened, and that was the beginning of their mystery. Ejide, on one of his rainmaking incantations, annoyed Oya, the goddess of rain, storm and lightning, and the punishment was death and nothing else. He pleaded severally to the goddess not to strike him, all to no avail. However, as the day of Ejide's death drew nearer, his wife poured ashes on herself and left secretly. She went to the shrine of Oya that night, deep down into the forest, fearlessly. She sang heartbreaking songs, that even the cold at heart would feel some warmth and compassion. The keeper gave her a chance to speak, and she made a heavy deal instead. She made a deal with the goddess to strike her, instead of the husband, and to take their firstborn child too. This, she pleaded, will happen for many generations to come, only if her husband's life is spared. The goddess, however, agreed for what seems to be a better deal. Instead of striking the rainmaker dead, she struck the wife blind, and instead of taking the first child, she took the first male child. However, the punishment will continue and will only be lifted for each generation in exchange for sacrificing their firstborn son and the coming generation if the right choice is made. Ejide and his wife have to start trying for another baby, since they had only 2 daughters at the time of the incident. She became pregnant after 6 months of trying. Her husband helped her eventually with everything, as she finds it difficult to do most things on her own. She was blind until her son was birthed and sacrificed to the goddess. She could not even see her son's face. 7 days after the sacrifice and acceptance, she regained her sight. This continued happening from generation upon generation. Whenever women marry into the family and become pregnant with their first son, they will become blind throughout the pregnancy until birth, pending their decision. Even with this curse, women still troops in numbers to be married into the family. You may ask why. The lineage of Ejide is known to be the wealthiest in all the land, as they have the largest farmlands, servants and flocks. In fact, at some point, they would have been selected for kingship, but because of the curse, it was impossible. While this did not go down well with most women married into the family, as they have to encounter the same problem, their wealth made them endure such trying times. Every woman continues sacrificing their first son in exchange for their sight. Moreover, they can still birth another son, so some say. One thing that has remained common from Ejide's time down to Ireoluwa's parents, is their selfish behavior, as no one wants to sacrifice herself for the freedom of the entire next generation. According to the goddess, she gave them two options, which were to choose: freeing them, by giving them back their sight through sacrificing their firstborn son, and thereby transferring the curse to the next generation, or sacrificing themselves to remain blind, to spare the baby's life, and free the entire generation from the curse. This was to test their selflessness, but they could not get it and all failed. Now, it is the generation of Ireoluwa. What will her choice and fate be? Her parents have been worried about breaking such news to her, and the villagers have been warned not to talk about it either. Why? Ireoluwa is their only child, after their son died after birth. So breaking this news to her may make her refuse marriage. And being their only daughter and child now, they do not want to incur the wrath of the goddess again, if there is no one to continue what their forefathers started. So, in this village, you can only know about their mystery, if your parents or friends choose to tell you in secret.